right. Okay, onward we go. Next, we have CLS Holdings, a diversified cannabis company trading on the OTCQB under the ticker symbol CLSH. CLSH is led by its president and COO, Andrew Glashow. Welcome, Andrew.
Hey there. Hi, everybody. Um, First, I'd like to start out by thanking all the nice people at Emerging Growth. I know these things aren't really easy to put on, but delighted to be here. And I think that somebody is controlling the slides for me. So if we can go to the next slide and even the next slide after that, that'd be great. Excellent. So people power profits is really one of our mantras at CLS. And I think that in the time or the day, age, whatever that we live in right now, it really makes a lot of sense. We have some unbelievable, we have 105 really awesome people that work for this small, rapidly growing cannabis company in Nevada. And I couldn't be more proud of what they have done and what they have accomplished, particularly over the last year. And it really is exactly a year since COVID, hit our shores. Um, our team has worked through some trying conditions. We've had to pivot on a number of occasions, but without those folks on the front lines every single day, we wouldn't have been able to pull off the things that we have been able to pull off over the last year. And additionally, we are a local company. We will continue to be a local company in the Las Vegas and in the Nevada community, and we'll try to serve that community as best that we possibly can. Next slide, please. Just some company milestones. We did complete the purchase of City Trees, which is our branded products division, and we also completed the acquisition of Oasis Cannabis, which is a dispensary that's located about a mile off the strip. It's actually 1,005 feet, I think, exactly outside of the Strat. And we are, our current location really lends itself to servicing a local community, locals. We made that choice even before COVID came along to really be quote unquote the locals choice. And I think you'll see that throughout the presentation. We have some patents that are here around our technology here in the United States, as well as the EU and Canada. And it allows us to essentially process cannabis, extract cannabis, if you will, or an extraction method that allows us to get a little bit higher yield, a little bit better quality than our competition, as well as a few other proprietary aspects of this that help us out tremendously in our production capacity. We recently completed our state-of-the-art conversion and extraction facility. It's a facility that's capable of producing about $20 to $25 million annually in revenue, and we've got a substantial amount of growth there. We also are prudently managing our balance sheet. Our balance sheet has about $5 or $6 million of cash, AR, and current assets. So we're in a fairly decent position as far as our balance sheet goes. We haven't accessed the capital markets in well over 2 years. And I think the market is, starting to recognize who we are. Our kind of investment overview, which is the next slide, is first and foremost, we do operate a dispensary. This management team made that acquisition in approximately July 1st of 2018. At the time, we were seeing roughly about 200 visitors a day. Today, we're processing about 700 orders a day at $55 an order. That's net. That's after taxes and all the other things. So we've tripled plus the business in a relatively short period of time, and we continue to see some really substantial growth. So on any given day in our dispensary, we see about 1,000 people, and it's exciting. We also have 3 revenue streams as a result of COVID: curbside delivery and in-store. And I think we've been able to pivot well, and we've been able to meet the demands of our customer, and I think that's shown in kind of the growth rate that we're seeing. I mentioned our production facility. This production facility is as nice and as state-of-the-art as any facility that I'm aware of in Nevada, and quite frankly, in the 8 or 10 other facilities in other states that I visited. I would say that our facility is as good and or better than those other facilities. Part of that is it's brand new, but also part of that is that we made substantial investment into this. Took us a while to get it done. We did. It's now complete. We have a pretty good management team and a pretty good board of directors. We're adding somebody tomorrow to that board. And but I really think the strength of this company is really its operations and its team that's on the ground in Nevada. And again, these folks have done just an absolutely terrific job. Oasis Cannabis, again, is our dispensary. We are located on Industrial Road, which is essentially right off the strip. I would consider us to be somewhat of a inner city location, and you can go to the next slide, please. And we have our beautiful signage out front, clear who we are, where we are, and again, we see about 1,000 people a day, and many of our customers, many of our customers are repeat customers on the medicinal side as well as on the adult use or recreational side, whatever you want to call it. It's exciting when you're in the store actually to see the relationships that are built between our bud tenders and also between our customers. And there are customers that actually will come in the store just to see a specific bud tender. So it's more of a relationship versus just a transaction. And that's who we are. We're never going to rush people in and out. We have a highly educated staff. That staff does, in my opinion, a terrific job in communicating effectively those products that folks are looking to use for whatever the desired outcome is. We certainly don't want people coming into our dispensary that are looking for something to sleep, and we give them something that's going to make them all excited, et cetera, because that's not a desired outcome, and they probably won't be a customer again. Slide, please. Oasis, we're open 7 days a week from about 7 a.m. to 2:30 a.m. We used to be open 24 hours, but there is really not a great need to be open 24 hours given the state of the economy, particularly in Nevada. But again, we never really appealed or never really reached out to, I'll call it the tourist community. Our view, our goals were always to be able to focus on the community with which we serve, where our bud tenders and where all of our folks, live, and that's who we are, and that's who we'll continue to be. And quite frankly, it has really served us well, not only in this environment, but it served us well prior to that. So we're excited, and we'll continue to service the locals and to be able to give the local community really good offerings at prices that speak to them with compelling service. Next slide, please. This is a billboard that's right outside the store. We changed the theme. We change our billboard consistently. It's a two-sided billboard, points people right to the store. It's something that you can't miss. And what we're trying to do is provide people, again, really, really good cannabis-related products at fair prices. And hopefully they'll come back again and again. I would say that our store, if anybody has ever been there, or when you do come into town, love to have you come there. Our store is clean, very, very clean, thoroughly cleaned all the time. This was done before the pandemic and certainly done after the pandemic, or during the pandemic, excuse me. Cleanliness is really important to us, and I would say that one of the feedbacks, or some of the feedback that we would consistently receive, is that our store is really clean. It's bright, it's clean, and people feel comfortable in our store. They feel comfortable in our parking lot. They feel comfortable with the whole customer experience. And we have, again, TLC, the local choice. That's who we are, and that's who we'll continue to be, and we'll continue to beat that drum because there is a substantial and rapidly growing local community in the Vegas market as well as in other areas of Nevada, and we'll continue to serve them. Next slide, please. Something that I'm very, very proud of, and this was directed not from above, this was directed from the staff themselves. We live in an environment right now where certainly people have been adversely affected by some of the ridiculous rules and regulations and laws surrounding cannabis, particularly people of color. And we, in our little way, decided to do something over the summer. And I'm pleased to say that 1% of all of our net revenues went to our Summer of Giving, and we're donated $30,000 to a nonprofit organization, really to help folks in our community. Our view was, let's direct these funds towards our local community as opposed to a national effort. And we are doing that, and I think that we'll see the fruits of this, as well as I think it helps us immensely, and it really is genuine to try to want to help those folks, A, that are affected, but B, also, if you're going to be the local's choice, let's try to affect positively those folks in our local community. You can see some of our staff. I think if you walked in any day of the week, I think you'd see the same smiling faces. City Trees is our production facility, our conversion extraction lab. Again, this is a brand new facility producing some of the finest tinctures, vapes, and concentrates in the Nevada market. We are currently in over 70% of the marketplace in the state of Nevada. So again, if you were to go into almost every dispensary in the state of Nevada, you would find our City Trees products. We are #1 in tinctures in the market, and we are rapidly moving up with our concentrates, as well as our line of vapes. And we've done some really innovative things. We've reformulated, we've relaunched a number of products, and the results to date have been really extraordinary. And I think next week we'll see some results of what that initial launch looked like, but it has far exceeded all of our expectations. And that I think speaks volumes to what it is that we're trying to do. We're trying to have products that people want to consume, that are labeled correctly, that are manufactured in a state-of-the-art facility, and that are clean and that are safe. And all we're looking to do is to play by the rules established in the state of Nevada, and again, produce the finest quality product and utilizing the finest ingredients available to us. We absolutely, positively will not cut corners. It may cost us a little bit, but we absolutely will not. So next slide, please. I think you can see this is our tincture, and our tincture, one of our tinctures, and again, this represents the #1 selling tincture in the state of Nevada. And our production facility is about 10,000 square feet, capable of doing about $1.7 million to $2 million a month. And again, you can see here, we provide Nevada with high quality THC distillate products infused with terpenes in either effect-based or strain-specific flavors. And we just recently have launched our brand new updated line. And again, it's really impressive to see what the results have been over the last couple of weeks. Next slide, please. Some third-party recognition, validation, whatever you want to call it. We're proud of these awards, and we think that we'll continue to receive some additional accolades, some additional awards, but we always want to be innovative, and we want to try to be in front of the curve if we can. And so far, we've been able to do that. And now that we have this state-of-the-art manufacturing facility, our abilities to react are much quicker. We're much more nimble, I think, than many of our competitors, which allows us to address the markets in a much more efficient manner. And quite frankly, we can beat a market, I think, as quick or quicker than anybody in the market with a variety of products. Next slide, please. You can see some of our marketing and what it is that we look like in the marketplace as far as advertising, billboards, kind of the theme that we're trying to proffer in the state. And we love it. We love this messaging. We love our new products. And not only do we love them, but it seems like our customers thoroughly are enjoying these as well. Next slide, please. Our buy one, plant one has been incredibly successful for us. We have planted thousands of trees in a relationship with the Arbor Day Foundation for our one-to-one products. Again, we think that this is timely. We think it's the right thing to do. I know that many of you that are listening are maybe in different parts of the country that haven't experienced some of the weather that you are right now. But again, we think that it is absolutely the right thing to do. It's not something that we have to do. It's something that we want to do, and we will continue to do so. We've actually even taken our packaging, which we redid about 6 months ago, and I think we might be one of the only folks that I'm aware of that has really a fully sustainable kind of line of packaging. One of the pet peeves that we have is the fact that cannabis packaging creates an awful lot of waste. The plastic, the mylar, just go down the list. It's wasteful, and we're trying to push that envelope. We're trying to push, if you will, to those folks in government that there should be a better way to do this, and that we as an industry should try to achieve greater sustainability. We think that we've done our small part, even though it has cost us a little bit. We think, again, it's the right thing to do, and quite frankly, it really looks nice, the packaging that we have. Next slide, please. Here are our chairman, Jeff Binder, incredibly successful serial entrepreneur as well as lawyer, myself, and then we will be introducing tomorrow Ross Silver officially as an additional board member, and with any luck, I'll have a headshot of him sometime in the near future. Next slide, please. There's myself and Jeff. Charlene Sacco, who is our VP of Finance, has done an absolutely fabulous job. And I think you might see a theme here. Most of the folks that you'll see in our leadership position, and next slide, please, are folks that have been with us and have moved up and have garnered more responsibility. And that's really what we'd like to do. We'd like to see folks grow into their positions within, as opposed to hiring from outside. Samantha Schaefer's done a terrific job. Jamie Dixon continues to do a terrific job. Dominic Monaco leads our lab. I would put Dominic up against anybody, and quite frankly, the products that are being produced out of our facility are truly second to none. Next slide, please. I think this is what a lot of people are looking at or would look to. These are kind of our results. We ended up really our first full year of operations here was in 2019. You can kind of see the results. 2020, you can see the results. In 2021, I think we'll probably be updating the numbers because we're running ahead of those projections, at least through the end of February. We're running nicely ahead of what we projected, and quite frankly, I think that trend will continue for us. And it's something I'm really proud of, that things are really moving up and to the right. One of the things that I'd like to point out, which is important, I think, to understand CLS and what CLS is capable of. We're currently generating on a forward-looking run rate somewhere between $18 and $20 million of revenue. And we are EBITDA positive, and the subsidiaries are cash flow positive as well. We have capacity, and we've invested in the capacity over the last year and a half plus. We've invested several $1 million into the capacity of CLS and through our subsidiaries. And we can double or triple revenue with our existing footprint with literally no additional CapEx. That's a huge positive for us because, again, we can take revenue to 40, 45 million, and it's all about execution for us. We have all the licenses, we have all the all the ingredients, we're manufacturing, we've got the dispensary, we've got distribution, we've got all of those things. And now that our lab is 100% complete, our ability to expand revenue has been greatly enhanced. And it's exciting for us to realize that even though we may be a smaller player, we have a lot of room to grow, and we have all the resources deployed in order to be able to meet the demands as well as to meet what is a rapidly growing cannabis market. So again, just please keep that in mind that we could get to 40 or 50 million dollars of revenue with the existing footprint. And I can tell you that as revenues go up, your margin expansion or your margins expand as well. So you become significantly more profitable. Next slide, please. I think you can see this is just a snapshot of a month, and in what is a very aggressive landscape, particularly in Nevada, because tourists are not there. A lot of people are unemployed. So again, focusing on the locals market has been beneficial to us. And you can see what we've done. In 2019 in January, we did about 737,000. In 2020, about 1.1 million, or actually 1.1 million. In 2021, we did almost 1.5 million. So you can see the growth, and we've been able to, in a really competitive market, in a very competitive landscape, we've been able to maintain our margins along the way. So again, it's exciting, and we think there's a lot of room for us to grow. Next slide, please. As you can see, our average monthly transactions since 2018 up through 2020 essentially have doubled. One of the things that we did in 2020 versus 2019 is we really focused on tailoring our product mix to our customer clientele. Because although we were doing a lot of transactions, our average ticket was lower than it should be. Our product mix wasn't exactly where it needed to be. So we really focused in on that aspect of the business in 2020. And as you can see, even though our monthly average transactions remained fairly constant, the big thing for us was our average order. We took it from $37 to $53. That's a big win for us. And quite frankly, we still are seeing those types of numbers and that type of growth. That's a big deal for us, and I think it also should be a big deal for a shareholder or somebody taking a look at us in the marketplace. We're really excited, and that goes to the folks who are on the ground every single day, blocking and tackling, servicing our customers on our wholesale division, as well as retail through our Oasis Cannabis dispensary. Our folks on the ground are just doing an absolutely super job, and I couldn't be more proud. Next slide, please. So just some analytics. I mean, the market for cannabis is huge. It doesn't matter if you're in Nevada, it doesn't matter if you're in Michigan, New York, New Jersey, wherever you are. The market is substantial, and quite frankly, continues to grow. What we get excited about are new people that come into the store that may not have tried cannabis in a while, or may be nervous about cannabis. And I think when you have a highly educated workforce like we do, and one that people that are committed to the business, then I think that the market will continue to grow. I think it's up to all of us as operators in this field to be able to give our customers a really great experience so that they keep on coming back time and time again. Last slide, please. I just point this out because I think that based upon where we are, and I think that there's maybe one edit here. The market cap of this company today is roughly about $30 million. which represents, I think, a fairly substantial discount to where the industry is trading, which is really 3 to 4 times revenue. I think that there is substantial room for growth for us, hopefully in our share price, but I know in our customer experience. We have a pretty easy to understand cap table. We've got common shares. And I think one of the things that I'd like to point out here, which is I think very important, our founders have a $10 million investment into this company, all in the form of common shares. They've participated in each round of funding. We remain committed, and none of those shares that are average price around 35 or 36 cents, none of those shares have been sold into the marketplace, nor doesn't seem like there's any intention to do so, particularly now that we're just hovering above or around 30 cents a share. Excuse me. So we are committed. We are partners with all of our investors and all of our shareholders, and we look forward to bringing more good news to the table in the coming months. And I think my time is up, but I'm happy to try to take questions off the air or whatever the case may be. So thanks again, everybody, for taking time to listen to me. I wanted to make sure that I finished on time.
All right, great job, Andrew. Thank you so much. I believe you do have 3 questions and they've been sent to you. Would you like to address those?
Let me see the question. Yeah, so the first question is regarding the litigation in Massachusetts. I think we'll have more to say about that coming in March. One of the issues is that getting into a courtroom is somewhat difficult, but we feel comfortable where we are, and we think that we'll be able to talk with more detail on that coming sometime in March. But again, we think we're in a pretty good position there. Okay, let me go to David Cook. Is there a competitive analysis available? I think, David, if you send me an email, I can send you some information. I'd be delighted to send you some information that might be able to help with that. The other next question is, are we looking to scale up in Nevada? Yeah, we certainly are scaling up in Nevada, but then possibly beyond. We've got some plans outside of the state of Nevada, particularly with our production facility and with our branded products. We also think that we're in a good position because we've got a phenomenal team, and this team is capable of I think right now we may be a little bit overstaffed, but the viewpoint is to look to the future, and I would take my team anywhere. They're just phenomenal people. How many stores? We have right now, looks like James Taylor here. We have 1 store in Nevada right now, and we service 70% of the market. So we are in 70% of the stores with our retail brand. And I think,
all right, we're gonna move on, Andrew, but you can answer those privately. That's what's great about this. We all can communicate with each other. So thank you so much for that presentation.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate
again,
it.
really looking forward to seeing what CLS Holdings brings to us in the future.